YouTube, hello. How you doing? I'm a bit of a stranger to this, so forgive me. This is going to be chalked. I'm going to try my best. Hi, we're doing my Premier League predictions for the 21-22 season. As you guys know, I'm a Southampton fan, so not looking forward to this season too much. However, I'm very excited for all the new fantastic players playing in the league this season. We've got Lukaku, we've got Sancho, we've got Varane. Buzzing. I'm currently recording this on Wednesday, the 11th of August. So we've literally got 2 days till the season starts. So really excited. Starts off with Brentford, Arsenal. And between you and me, I really hope Arsenal lose just for AFTV purposes. But yeah, really excited. Really excited for all the new players. Not excited for Southampton. Yeah, I'm also recording this live on Twitch, so if it's a little bit scuffed, I do apologise. But yeah, if you want to come check me out, the link will be in the first line of the description. We've got a brilliant community. Everyone's fantastic and everyone's fun. And we have a great time. But yeah, enjoy. Don't hate me, although you probably might after this. There we go. 20th position. Brentford. Brentford, I apologise. Actually, I don't. I'm sorry. I absolutely slated Brentford in the kits video. Well, in the kits tier list. And I'm sorry, Brentford, but I don't think they're good enough. I know they've got that good striker, Tony. Is that his name? Tony. I still think his name's funny. His name's Tony, and that's a first name. But yeah, and he scores penalties for fun. But I don't think they're going to have it. I don't think they're going to have the beans to stay up. And I just want to say in advance here, yeah, that the bottom of the table was so difficult. I think I really struggled with the bottom of the table because all the teams are just as bad as each other. Right, we're going to move on. Number 19. All right, here we go. Who's next? It's going to be Norwich City. It is. And they lost Buendia, who's their best player. And obviously they've got like Pookie and they've got Cantwell. Maybe Cantwell doesn't stay. I'm not sure. Not sure what's going to happen with him. I don't know. I just don't see them being strong enough, particularly with like how they were last time. They were awful. And I don't know why. And I could be being a bit biased here. And this is what I told you people weren't going to like me if they watch this video. I don't like Norwich. I don't know why. I don't like them. So I could be being biased here just because I don't like Norwich. I don't know what it is. I think it's their kit. I think it's the yellow and green. And I'm sorry if I'm being disrespectful. I don't think you're gonna have enough to stay up. And I shouldn't have said that I don't like Norwich. But right, let's move on. Okay. Number 18. It's Watford. It's Watford, chat. Now, as you can see, I have not relegated my boys Southampton. Shockingly. For now, Watford, I don't think they've got some good players, and out of the three, I feel like they are the most likely to stay up. They've got some good players like Sarr. Obviously, last time he was in the league, he was class. And shout out to Cycling GK. We love him. He's quality. So for his sake, for Ben Foster's sake, I'd like to see him stay up. Let's move on to number 17. And it is Burnley. It's bloody Burnley. Now, this is a funny one, isn't it? A lot of people don't like Burnley. And I'm one of them, to be quite honest. I don't like Burnley. They're just so boring. I'm sorry, but they are. They're just so boring. They just don't do anything. And do you know what the thing is? I know I'll keep bashing on about me being a Southampton fan. Okay, if I was a Burnley fan, I'd look at Southampton and be like, they're fucking boring as well. It's fair enough. It's totally fair. I just can't bear it. I don't like watching them. It's kind of the same as what Norwich have been like when they've been in the league. They're just boring. It's Burnley's time. If they go and Watford don't, I'll be happy. All right, I'm going to move on now to 16th. Here we go. And it is going to be Brighton. Now, maybe my bias is coming out slightly here. This is the area of the table where I was talking about it being hard, because I can see Brighton and Burnley and the next 2 or 3 teams above being in and around this area, but not in the same positions. You know what I mean? Like, these next few teams could be very similar. I like Brighton. They got some good players. Don't like how they sort of like try and like create this weird rivalry. This weird rivalry with Southampton. I don't see the point. Like, what are you doing? I also really like their kits this year. Their kits are good. So I'll give them that. And I think Graham Potter's a good manager and they've got some good players. So I don't think they'll go down. I think they'll be safe. Last year they could have scored so many goals, couldn't they? But they missed so many chances. So if they turn them into goals this year, they're gonna be chilling. They play good football, so we'll see. Yeah, let's move on to 15th place now. I don't even know who this is. I don't think. And it's Newcastle. Look, let me just talk about Newcastle briefly. Some good players again, like Callum Wilson. We know he can score goals. They've got a decent squad. I'm looking at this now and I'm thinking, you know what? I probably shouldn't have put Newcastle above Brighton. Maybe not above Burnley either. I don't think they're going to be as high as 15th. But you never know. Like, this is what I mean. I found it so hard as to where to put these teams. If I was doing it in terms of like areas of the table, I'd have found it much easier. But in terms of actual league positions, it's very difficult. I don't know, like Newcastle, they're kind of in the same sort of ship as like Saints and Burnley in a way that they don't really buy anyone. They do sometimes, but they're a little bit boring and they sort of just do the same thing every year. They never really like kick on at all. Okay, we're going on to 14th now. And you guys are going to be so happy. Or not. Finally, I've got the boys. I've got the Southampton boys in 14th. Now, look, I'm going to be pretty proud to admit it. I'm being biased here. Not intentionally, but like I said, I'm going to say it for the last time. Southampton, Newcastle, Brighton and Burnley, I think we're all in the same league. All right? I think those 4 teams will be in that area, but they could be in any order. Likewise, any of the 4 of those teams could end up in the bottom 3. And I'm not being biased on that. I do worry for all of those teams, including my team. So, but with my bias, I just put them at the top. Because we sold Danny Ings, but we've made a few signings. We've got the Livramento from Chelsea. We got Simeu. I'm not sure how I'm pronouncing it, but he's a youngster. He's not going to be probably playing this season. But we got Adam Armstrong from Blackburn as a striker who looks all right. He looks pretty good. He looks like a decent replacement for Ings. And we got what's his name? Oh, I've got a mind blank. What's his name? The other youngster from Chelsea is a striker as well. So they're good. So yeah, we've made some good signings, you know, and Broja, that's what his name is. His name is Broja, Armando Broja or Broja. I'm not Albanian. I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but he looks good. And my flatmate's a Chelsea fan, rates him highly. He's supposed to be very good, although he's young. So we'll see how he goes. But it sort of picked me up out of my slump after selling Ings. We're going to go up to 13th, which is Crystal Palace. Now, they lost so many players, didn't they? Because they were all out of contract. They got Patrick Vieira in. And this is one of these things where this could be one of 2 ways for me. I've put them in 13th because I think they've got some good players. Like they got Guehi from Palace, didn't they? A couple of others that I can't think of off the top of my head because I'm rubbish at this and should have done more research. But they've made some good signings. And I think Vieira is going to be one of these, like, he's going to go one of 2 ways. They're either going to do really well or they're going to have an absolute shitter. They're going to be in the bottom 3 by Christmas. They're going to sack Patrick Vieira and get Tony Pulis in. All right, let's move on. Okay, number 12. The Wolverhampton Wanderers. The owners of the worst sponsor in the league. This is another one. This is very similar to Crystal Palace. Portugal FC, yeah. New manager. This is exactly the same thing. Up or down, good or bad for Wolves. I'm very interested to see how they do. Don't really like watching them too much, to be honest with you. They've got some fantastic players, but new manager, who knows? You know, when you have a new manager that's new to the league, you can't call it. It's so hard. Like, they make such a difference, you know? We know how good most of their players are, but we still don't know whether or not they're going to be brilliant or whether or not they're going to be shit. So, you know, you never know. So I've put them in mid-table with Palace. I think that's fair. I don't think Wolves will really hate me for saying that, although I think they'd want to be higher up the table, and they could be. They definitely could be. But yeah, we'll see what happens with Wolves. It'd be interesting to see how they get on. Moving on. What was that noise? 11th spot is going to the mighty Everton, or the not so mighty Everton. Now, this was another hard one. Another new manager, Rafael Benitez. We know he's done all right over the years. But then they've signed people like Andros Townsend, you know, and they've got like Damari Gray, who's all right. They've got like, do you know what I mean? They've got so many like meh players. They've got so many Rafael Benitez players. So I don't know. They're not showing as much ambition as they have in the past. So I'm really interested to see how they do. All right, let's go. We're moving on. All right. Okay, 10th place, top 10. Who do we reckon? Ooh, the mighty Leeds. All right, Leeds in 10th place. Marcelo Bielsa's men. Simon Minter's men. That works. That rolls off the tongue better. Yeah, the Yorkshire Pirlo, exactly. The Leeds boys, I'm predicting 10th. It's going to be an interesting one for Leeds as well. I think with Wolves, Everton and Leeds, these three here, which one am I pointing? Here. These three could go up or down. Not much far down, mind you. Maybe down to as far as 14th. Those three will not go lower than that, I don't think. But all three of them do have potential to push on up to, 6th, 7th, 8th. Actually, that being said, let me reveal my next team, which I believe is West Ham. Yeah. So same with West Ham. I think those four teams could all shuffle up, depending on the seasons that the other lot have above them. So we're going to wait and see how that happens. Leeds are obviously a solid team. I do really like Leeds. I'm not going to lie. Everyone does. I do. They're just exciting. They're fun. They're different. Like, they do things different. I do like it. It reminds me kind of how Norwich tried to play when they came up a few years ago, but they fucked it up. They fucked it right up and ended up going back down. But Leeds stayed up. They're exciting. They're fun. They've got some good players. Love that Rafinha. He's just class. I love watching him. He's so good. Yeah, I slated them in the kits tier list. Their home kit, worst thing I've ever seen. Their away kit's paying. But yeah, I think they'll do all right. I think they'll do okay. Same with West Ham. Solid as always. They got Areola in, didn't they? Who else have they got? They got more. See, I should have done my research. They've got some good players in as well. Not sure. They're going to do all right. But the thing is with West Ham as well is they're in Europe. So that normally doesn't do teams any favours when they're in Europe. Normally means that they do worse in the league. But I think they'll do all right still. I don't think they'll go much higher than 9th because of them being in Europe, but we'll see. I think they'll do all right. 8th, Aston Villa. Now, I when I was doing this, I was filling it out, and I couldn't believe what I was doing. I couldn't believe I was putting Aston Villa in 8th, but I had to. With the transfer window that they've had, I had to. Like, they've done so good in this window. I couldn't not. They've just added to what they've got. And obviously they got rid of, I know they sold Grealish, but they've spent, they've invested. They've done exactly what I would have liked Saints to do. Well, they've signed Bailey, they've signed Danny Ings, obviously, and I know how good Danny Ings is. They've got Buendia, and they've just got a solid side all round. They do. All right, let's move on. Okay, number 7 is... It's Arsenal. It is. It's the Gunners. It's the misfiring Gunners. I'm sorry. I mean, they just don't. They haven't changed, really, have they? Like, what have they done? They lost Odegaard, didn't they? And they've signed a few players. They haven't really done anything of note. I can just see them being so hit and miss. Again, they signed Ben White, obviously, for 50 million. And they signed that Tavares geezer, who's a left back, I think. So I guess they've strengthened there. They still need a right back, arguably. You know, they need a midfield player, even though they've got Xhaka, and Xhaka in the Euros was a different player. You know, they've got Lacazette and Aubameyang, who on their day are good. They're good in the Europa League, but you know, I don't know. No attachment Gunners, exactly. I don't know. I've put them in 7th because they have got good players and they're a good side on their day, and on their day they can beat most teams. All right, who do you guys reckon is next? So the teams we've got left are, personally, what I think, the big 6 in the league, which is Man City, Man United, Liverpool, Chelsea, Leicester, and Tottenham. Let me reveal my number 6 spot. It is Tottenham. Now, again, this top 6 was hard, I think. I don't see... Tottenham haven't really strengthened much. They got that centre-back, didn't they? That Romero geezer. And they look to be keeping hold of Kane. And it looks like Kane's going to be playing against Man City on Sunday. Don't know what Kane you're going to get, though. That's the problem. And I think he's a top professional. Everyone that's ever spoken about him, that's watched him work, have said he's a top professional. Oh, yeah, that Brian Gill. Yeah, that's the one. There's one more as well, isn't there? I can't remember what his name is. So, you'd like to think you're going to get a Kane who's going to, be just as good again. However, how does that impact the rest of the team? Where do they go from there? Who knows? We'll see. 5th place. Now, so obviously the teams we have left are Man City, Man United, Leicester, Liverpool, and Chelsea. So, the question is, who is 5th? Drum roll, please. It has to be Leicester, doesn't it, chat? Come on. It has to be Leicester. I'm sorry, but I couldn't put Leicester inside the top 4 with how the other teams are looking. I don't know. I just couldn't. The other teams are just looking too strong. I think to be fair to them, I can't see, depending on how this season goes, obviously, I can't see Leicester being outside of that top 6. I don't. They're in my opinion, in my head, they are a top 6 team now. They just are. They've done enough now to the point where they're a top 6 team, and they are better than all these other clubs underneath them. But yeah, right. Let's move on. Here we go. Champions League places. Are we ready? 4th spot is Liverpool. It is Liverpool. Now, I feel like Liverpool are another one where, it was... We're forgetting how good they were. Not a season just gone, but the one before. How dominant they were. And now they've got Van Dijk back. They've got Gomez coming back as well. I think... I don't see, I don't see them have any problems. Right. Top 3, chat. Here we go. I've bashed on for long enough now. And in third place, it is going to be the Red Devils. Manchester United. Manchester. Yeah, so I couldn't put these lot above the last two. So obviously the last two, you guys know who they are. I think they're going to be all right again. I think they're gonna push on. I think, if they had Lukaku, if they had Kane, if they had, Declan Rice, they'd be there or thereabouts. They're looking the best they've looked for a long time. United now with Sancho and Varane, they're looking very good. If you eagle-eyed people out there, you'll see that I've not done this table very well. So in the United section, there is some letters sort of mixing with each other. Therefore, you can probably guess that my second place team is Manchester City, which means my first place team is Chelsea. Wow. Big. So I know this is probably controversial because, look, this was so hard. And I can't see any of the teams being as good as Chelsea and City, personally. I can't. Like, you can't look at their squads and look at how well they've done and their managers and expect anything different, I don't think. Like, their two squads, their two managers are by far the best in the league. Well, I mean, the Chelsea squad maybe is similar to the United squad, but the City squad is just easily the best. So, I don't know. I think it wouldn't surprise me if City won the league. I mean, if they got Kane, they'd be at the top of my list. They got Haaland, they'd be at the top of my list. And bear in mind, I think they will get Haaland next year for about 70, 80 million pound. So that's going to be exciting to see. I love Lukaku. I think he's class. He's like, I love watching him. He's so quick, yet so just horribly strong. I love watching him so much. He's brilliant. So I'm so excited. And like I said, with Grealish at City, with Sancho and Varane at United, with Van Dijk back, with Lukaku at Chelsea, it's gearing up to be what should be the best title race we've seen in a long time. So yeah, that's my list. I'm sure most of you don't agree with me, but I think I sort of tried to justify my reasons as much as I could, with doing little to no research. So yeah, let me know if you agree or if you don't. If you think I'm completely wrong and I'm a total stupid idiot, then let me know. That'd be great. Obviously, if you want to carry this conversation on, I'm live Monday to Friday from about 2 p.m. on Twitch. The link will be in the description. Let me know in the comments down below as well. And obviously, you can just tweet me or message me on Instagram or whatever. Do whatever. If you want to tweet me hate or if you want to have a conversation, whatever, go for it. I'm down for the interaction. Let's have it. But yeah, take care, everyone. Thanks for watching. Bye.